You came to the right episode. Please welcome today's host, Cloud Cuckoo Country.
Hello, everyone, and hello, Crowne. It's good to be here.
Cloud is going to read all of your animation questions, which I sorted into these lovely categories. The bonus fun questions are scattered randomly throughout the episode. All right, Cloud, take it away.
And the first category is art. Lovely. Here's the first letter. How can a young artist find his or her style?
If you draw the same thing repeatedly over a few years, you'll naturally develop a style. Making a comic is a really good way to find a style. Even if you start by mimicking someone else's style, eventually you'll think of ways you want to improve or change it.
A lot of people asked this one. What are the best free programs for drawing or animating?
Read the list of programs under episode 5.
This one's from Renee. How much money should I be spending on my art as a hobby?
Well, if art is a big priority in your life, it's normal to spend a lot of money on supplies and programs. You might even prefer to get a tablet as a present instead of a video game system, for example. As long as your art spending isn't affecting other areas important to you, like paying for food or paying to go to college, then it's fine, really.
Is it better to critique your own work or have others point out things that you can improve on?
It's much more useful to get critique from other people. They will see things about your art that you cannot.
From Zach, we have, how exactly do you get an image in your head to appear on your paper or computer screen? I have such great ideas, but when I try to draw them, the idea doesn't come out the way I envisioned.
The longer you make art, the closer you get to putting your imagination on paper. It takes a few years. Also, you find out that not having it come out the way you imagined can actually make the piece of art better.
From Midnight Blaise, what platform do you think would be best to promote your art or animations and reach out to different people?
YouTube for videos, DeviantArt for artwork.
I have heard drawing not safe for work art can hurt your ability to get a job in the art industry. Do you think this is true, and would you ever consider drawing mature art for profit?
This is true. If there are 2 qualified candidates for a job and I see one of them draws a lot of porn, I hire the other artist. Yeah, employers are judgmental, it sucks, but there's an easy fix. Make your not safe for work art under a pen name. So if I took a real interest in drawing it, I'd start a new identity to handle those commissions, but really they don't make as much money as you think they would, so...
And some fun questions. What is your favorite Pokemon?
I say this unironically.
From Eve, could you show us some examples of earlier work? Category is animation. Do you suggest Toon Boom or Adobe Flash?
Toon Boom.
Chunky or smooth peanut butter?
Chunky!
An awesome question from the Awesome Panda. I'm going to get an animation software soon, and I was wondering what would be the best thing to do first. Walk cycles, face expressions, or just get used to the program?
First thing to do is learn the basics of the program, especially the tools. Although you will learn the tools faster if you try to make something simple like a blink.
How long did it take for you to be at this point in animating?
6 years self-taught, but I've only been animating a lot for 2 to 3 years.
What is the dumbest thing you've done as an animator so far? Invite me on! What's the best way to do motion blurs and or smear frames?
Motion blur depends on what programs you're using. Smear frames, on the other hand, the principle for smear frames is to show the path of motion and the shapes that connect the 2 extreme poses. You can have lots of crazy fun with them.
From Zach, how difficult is it to animate a character in 60 frames per second?
Puppet animation takes 2 to 3 times longer. Traditional animation, don't.
Do you ever have projects you didn't like the outcome of or think could use improvement?
When I finish something, I can at least say, this is okay. It's good. Improvement. Everything can use improvement. I even know exactly what to do, but it's too expensive to spend the time making it better, instead of making something new.
What are some of the worst and best characters you have made?
I really, really wish I still had the drawings, but I think I must have torn the pages out of my journal because I was never able to find them. I made Tiger Dragon, Turtle Dragon, and Eagle Dragon. Sin, Argent, Bingo, and Raoul are the best. Well, I really like Penelope, the one I just made. She's so cute!
Spinning the wheel again. This isn't pre-scripted at all. Business! How did you determine your commission prices?
I kept a record of all the commissions I did that showed hours spent for each project, and I used the record to determine the normal time it takes, and then I took the time and multiplied that by an hourly rate. Animation prices are complicated, so those I have to custom estimate depending on the order.
William C. asks, would it be more profitable to work freelance or get a job in a studio?
A studio, by far. As a freelancer, you have to make 20% more than a studio salary to make up for the hidden costs of working for yourself.
Is Scribble Kibble and YouTube your main source of income right now, or do you also do things like commissions or part-time jobs?
I make less than $100 a month from YouTube. Commissions are the main source of my income, and tips and Patreon are the second.
Heya, I'm just wondering, what is your Myers-Briggs type indicator?
I find personality tests like this fun, but not really useful, and that is exactly what an INTJ would say.
Rainbow Woof says, my goal is to become an animator and own my own studio. How did the bigger animation studios start, and how do they work?
2 ways a world-class studio starts. With 1 or 2 visionary artists working in a rundown shack, or with a small team of already successful studio people breaking away and starting their own company. If by big studio you mean one that employs at least a few hundred people, they're corporate environments. They function just like any other big business. You have departments like finance, legal, sales, animation production, and then the whole studio is owned by shareholders, investors, who get a percentage of company profits, like how you can buy some shares of Disney or DreamWorks. Shareholders want to make money, so they appoint a board of directors to control the animation studio. The board decides what the studio is going to do to make the most money. The board also hires the highest level staff in the studio, and then those people are responsible for hiring all of the smaller employees and developing animation ideas they can present to the board. The staff at the animation studio pitch ideas to the board about animations they want to make, and whoever's pitching the idea has to compromise between the vision of the artists downstairs and what the board wants to see, which is an animation that will make a lot of money.
I've been using Flash for around 3 years. I can't seem to learn how to use other programs, and I've been worrying about my future as an animator. If I want to get into TV or film animation, will I have to learn how to use another program?
Yes. Flash is still used in TV animation, but it was never a film quality software. I wouldn't say Flash is kicking the bucket just yet, because Adobe's pushing hard to improve Adobe Animate, but so many TV studios are switching to Toon Boom that right now, Toon Boom is what I recommend for North American animators.
Tartarus Fire asks, Cthulhu Fatagan. I'm a high school student interested in some sort of art career, and I was wondering if animation is a viable field right now. Could I actually get a job coming out of college, or is it super competitive?
Animation is not as competitive as you might think. 3D animation is a really good field to be in right now. We haven't moved on from 2D completely. Anime and cartoons are still going strong, but 2D is dead in the film world. And most major games require 3D animation now, so 3D is the way to go. There's lots of 3D animation jobs. That's the first half of our show. Let's roll intermission with some art and comments you sent in.
And we're back. You're listening to Scribble Kibble. Thanks for tuning in. This is the Q&A episode, and the next category is Scribble Kibble, the show. Let's take it away. Where did you get the idea for Scribble Kibble?
Well, I wanted to make a show I could post weekly, and I saw an opportunity because none of the cartoon reviewers talk about how to actually make a cartoon. If Scribble Kibble was just a review show, I wouldn't want to do it, but I like teaching. That's why it exists.
What flavor is the Scribble Kibble, and can my dog or I eat it?
Scribble Kibble is a healthy addition to any human or animal diet. It comes in 4 flavors: chicken, beef, shrimp, and banana.
A Stroll with My Shadow asks, where do you find the animations to feature?
I'm subscribed to animation studio channels on YouTube, and I follow a lot of independent animators who run around shouting every time they see something cool. Out of all the stuff coming in, I prioritize the animations that get mentioned a lot in the comments.
3 people asked this one. How did you come up with the design for Scribbles? And did you ever write a story for the character?
Scribbles is an adaptation of this horse color scheme. Scribbles had a story, but she grew away from it. So all I know right now is that she lives in a happy world with lots of different animals.
Splish paint. What is your favorite show that ended?
Firefly. Why? Why? Why?
Where else can I find an animation or drawing lessons via videos like Scribble Kibble? It is very fun and easy to understand.
For artwork, Blaise, definitely Blaise, and Draw with Jazza. As for Scribble Kibble's show style, Brain Dump is the closest there is. The production value is a lot higher, but the content is definitely not for everyone. If you like dirty, irreverent humor, then go check it out.
What do you feel is the best part of making a Scribble Kibble episode?
The fan mail and the fan art. Hearing that Scribble Kibble inspired someone to try art or go back to making it, or that the show makes people happier. Easily the best part.
Only 2 categories left. Spin wheel. A lot of people asked, I want to make art or videos. Where do I start?
Anywhere. If you have an idea for a comic or a show, start it now. Don't wait until you're a better artist, or it will never happen. If you're too scared to start, make some things for yourself and build the courage to post them. If you're not motivated enough to start, then maybe art isn't for you. Drawing always made me feel better, and there were other artists I wanted to compete with, so if drawing doesn't do anything for you, then maybe your hobby is something else. Cooking, gardening, small engine repair, music, lots of stuff out there.
Another popular question, what inspired you to start animating in the first place?
I watched animated movies all my life, and I never thought it was possible to make them myself. And then I discovered YouTube and saw these simple cartoons made in MS Paint and thought, whoa, maybe I could make one after all. It's really the little stuff that inspires me.
I struggle with procrastination a bit too much. Any tips on how I can overcome that?
Set a deadline. Procrastinators need deadlines. Make it simple, like, I'm going to post one 30-second animation a month, and tell everybody that's your schedule. Then, you know if you fail to deliver, you disappoint all of your subscribers.
Ice Wolf asks, how do you live with the fact that everything you do is not controlled by you, but your creator? That your response to this question will not be from you?
Why is my creator bored enough to be talking to itself through 2 drones and make a few thousand other drones listen? Hey, a simulation isn't any fun if you don't allow randomness and free will.
Where do you think your channel will be in a few years?
In a few years, everything will be different. Scribble Kibble will be scaled back or completed, and an original animated series will be in its place. Well, unless I can't make enough money, and I go to work for a company and my channel goes back to being a dump for rare memes I can make in my spare time.
Right now, the animated movie scene is dominated by 3D animation. Do you think 2D animated movies will make a comeback anytime soon?
No, 2D animated movies are dead. They're like black and white films. Nobody wants to invest in a 2D animated movie. It costs too much and it doesn't make money the way a 3D animated movie does. 2D animation is not going to make a comeback, so yeah. But 2D is still really strong in the independent industry, so as long as you don't want to go work for a major video game company or a big movie studio, you can definitely still do 2D.
Aaron asks, with the ever-increasing sophistication of computer software, is it possible in the future that most of the animation processes could be automated? What level of automation is acceptable?
Totally possible. I used to think art couldn't be replaced by a computer, but now I know I'm wrong. The programs today that allow computers to imagine and create new art out of nothing are primitive, but give it time. Compared to giving a computer an imagination, programming it to automate a walk cycle is easy. It's pretty depressing to think we can program everything away, even art, even music. But I like to imagine that the human race is on a path towards more creativity, not less. There's more freedom and tools and knowledge than ever before. And in general, we spend a lot less time killing each other and a lot more time making stuff. Even if it's dumb internet memes.
Royal asks, why is there an E at the end of Crowne? Because it's fancy.
Hey, this turned out to be a pretty educational episode. I mean, chunky versus smooth peanut butter. Who knew? Well, for more of my voice, stick around. For more of Cloud Cuckoo Country's voice, here is his channel. And thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the first season of Scribble Kibble. So, against all odds, here's to a nice, relaxing new year.
Happy New Year. Goodbye, everyone.